Hello, everyone. This is Mrs. Demboya, and we're just going to do a quick class overview. Some of this might be some knowledge that you already knew from watching other videos, but I just wanted to kind of go over it for you. So I like for my class to be fun, and I want you to be okay with making mistakes and okay with failure, because that's how we're going to learn and improve our skills. We are going to focus a lot on reading, writing, speaking, and collaborating with others. Those are the main things that I focus on in my classroom. You will be reading something every day, you'll be writing something every day. And there are a majority of times where we are going to be speaking in some way, shape, or form, whether that's small group discussions, large discussions, presentations, what have you. And there's a lot of times that we will have collaborative assignments. Not all the time, but there will be quite a while. So just know that we do not generally have downtime in this class. There's not a time where you're just going to be chilling and hanging out or just watching videos. We are always doing something in my class. Okay. Another thing I wanted to just impart, because this is the first year that I believe that SAIL is doing PBS, which is going to be the jumping off point for PBIS in the future. So we are focusing on the 3 R's. So you're going to be respectful, responsible, and ready to learn. And we'll go over more of that in all your classes about how PBS works and what's expected, all that. Okay. So your requirements for my class: computer and a charger. I will have those in my classroom. They do not leave the building, so you don't have to worry about losing it, leaving it at home, what have you. It will be here. Um, you are required to have your textbook and your pencil and paper. Daily routine, this is just kind of what you can expect to do. Some days will be different, but for the most part, you're going to come in, and on the back table, there will be worksheets if you need any. If we have worksheets, they'll be on the back table. That's where you're going to grab them. You're going to go ahead and get your computer and your textbook, and then you're going to sit at your seat. You're going to go ahead and open your computer and get started on your IXL bell ringer. We will then review the bell ringer as a group. We will then do mini lessons, and that's where you're going to be expected to take notes. How you take those notes is up to you. Everyone is different, and study skills should be teaching you different note-taking strategies. So you will be taking notes while we give mini lectures. You will then be working on your assignments and turning them in either on Google, or if they're like a pencil and paper thing, you'll be turning them into your individual tray in the back. You will generally have an exit ticket for the day that you will complete. You will not be dismissed until your area is clean, and then you stand behind your desk, and I will dismiss you table by table. The bell does not dismiss you. So if everything is not clean, we will not be dismissed. You will be late for your next class. So everything is going to be clean. You're going to stand behind your desk, and that's when the bell rings. And then once you're standing behind your desk, everything's clean, I will dismiss you table by table. Assignments, due dates are going to vary. My goal is to try to give you 3 to 4 weeks of assignment due dates at time in the calendar on Google Calendars. That way you can keep track of what it is that you should be kind of working on. And I don't want to give you too much that you get overwhelmed or things change, but just so you kind of have an idea. Digital assignments are going to be due by midnight that night. That way, if you do get home and you want to continue working, you can. Anything in person is going to be due by the end of class, not the end of the day, the end of your class period. So if you have me for second period, it's due by the end of second period, not the end of seventh. Abilities, everyone is different. Everyone learns different. So, and I've mentioned this several times in my other videos, everyone's going to have different assignments. So I might have 3 or 4 different assignments for a certain concept, and those will be dispersed around the room based on individual student needs. Sometimes you need more help and practice. Other times you don't. I need more of a challenge. All right. So we need to focus on not saying, oh, so-and-so is working on this, but I have to do this. That's not fair. It is fair because we're making it equitable, and we're making it so that you and that other student are both learning and getting what you need out of my class. Grades, I've gone over grades. You can go ahead and look at that video, but I am using the standards-based grading system. Again, you are graded summative and formatively, okay? Summative is going to be 60%, formative 30%, and homework, bell ringers, all that good stuff, 10%. All right. So final summation, Summatives will be anything like a final draft of an essay, a reading test, a unit activity. It doesn't always mean that a summative is a specific like benchmark test or like a Scantron test. Okay, sometimes it's an activity or the final version of an essay. The basics for the grade book, what you can expect. We have bell ringers. Those are on IXL every day in the beginning of class. You will be reading short stories, informational articles, plays, novels, etc. And again, for homework, you are expected to read your book of choice for 20 minutes a day and complete a reading log. You are going to be expected to write both with handwriting and typed. You're going to be writing narratives, argumentative essays, expository essays, debates, scripts, paragraph responses, etc. You're going to be writing a lot. Okay, notes and worksheets, you can complete all your notes online or on paper. I will do a notes check once per week. This is not for a grade. This is just so I can see if you are struggling. I can say, oh, well, you didn't take notes at all for anything. Maybe we can try that as a strategy. Okay. Sometimes worksheets will be completed online, sometimes on paper. It just depends on what the assignment is. And they will all have very specific due dates that I will put in the calendar. You're going to have quizzes and unit tests, as well as pre-assessments for each unit. You will also have benchmarks, I think 4 times this year. That is for the school. The whole school has benchmark dates, that kind of thing. And you will also have your GMAS exams at the end of April. We are going to work on being prepared for the test. I don't teach to the test. I do teach you how to be comfortable with the format of standardized tests, how to guess properly if you really don't know the answer, and how to write so that you can get the highest score on the writing portion of the exam, and how to get rid of test anxiety. So that's what I focus on for that. You will have lots of projects in my class. I am very project-based. I think people learn better with projects. That being said, I have other items as well. So those that are not big project people have options, okay? And of course, we also do arts infused. I would say at least 4 days of the week, our lessons are arts infused in some way, shape, or form. And then we also have our major projects as well. So the goals for me for this class, and your goals may be different, that's fine. I want to improve your writing confidence and skills. You are going to be practicing with literary analysis, narrative, expository, and argumentative writing assignments. So I want to improve your writing confidence. I also want to help improve your reading comprehension skills. Some of you may need more help with this than others, and that's okay. We will have close reading passages, novel deep dives, things of that nature. Vocabulary and grammar were big sections of last year's test scores that scored pretty low. So we are going to be focusing on grammatical diagrams, like sentence diagrams, vocabulary, quizzes, things of that nature. And a big portion of this is going to be through IXL. And I also want us to have fun. And I want us to improve critical thinking skills. That has been something that has been lacking in many of my students, is the ability to be independent and make independent choices and use their own critical thinking skills without depending on other people. So we will have scavenger hunts, escape rooms, and other hands-on activities to reinforce what we're learning in the classroom. So aside from the 3 R's, that is for the whole school, in my class, my expectations are CPR. C is communicate. Communicate your thoughts, your ideas, and how you're feeling in a productive and useful way. It's not okay to just say, this is dumb, I don't like it. I need you to communicate better with me about what specifically it is that you don't like and why you don't like it so that we can work on something that you will like. All right? Same as if it's frustrating for you or you don't understand. I need you to explain why or where it is that you're like getting lost so I can work to better meet your needs. And that leads us to our second one, which is perseverance. We do not give up in my class, okay? We will take a break, take a breather, and then get back at it until we get a hang of whatever the problem is. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to quit. And then lastly, respect. I know middle school is a tough time for a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people that say middle school is a breeze. And you guys are in that. And so we want to respect one another, and we also want to respect ourselves. And we'll go more in depth on that in class, but I really want us to focus on being respectful of one another and learning how to coexist with one another. which leads us to behavior. Your behavior does have consequences. Okay. So the expectation is obviously that you follow directions, ask for help when you're stuck, and communicate your feelings in a positive way. All right. We all have bad days. I get it. That's totally okay. It is okay to feel how you feel. If you're mad, sad, distant, not really with it, tired, like that's cool. But we control our feelings. Our feelings do not control us. So keep that in mind. Track CC will still be used as the main source of communication, especially for behavior. And I always try to speak to students on the side before calling them out, just to try to figure out what the issue is so we can find a way around it. Okay, so if you're happy in class before class starts while everyone's working on their bell ringer, let us know. Tell us why you're happy. Tell us why you're excited. All right. Are you sad? Be sad. Okay. It's okay to cry in my classroom. It is okay to breathe in my classroom. Okay. I have fresh face washes and cloths that are in the Book of Life that I'll show you guys where that's at. And that you can go once you're done crying and you can go kind of freshen up a little bit. So keep that in mind. If you're mad, come talk to me. I don't think they're going to let me use this in like the actual classroom, but come talk to me if you're like really just really upset, you're really mad. Come talk to me, and I have a slam ball, and we will go outside and you can get your anger out in a positive way. And then we'll come back in and we'll get started on the bell ringer and move on. Okay. Every day when you walk in the door, that's when I'm doing attendance. And I'm also going to ask how you're feeling that day. So you can kind of let me know where you're at and how you best want me to communicate with you that day. If you're in a please leave me alone type of mood, I need to know that. Okay. Or if I really could like use a lot of support, or, I'd like to be called on a lot today, I need to know that too. Okay. So that is it. I hope that we have a great year. And again, just remember communication, resilience, and respect.